The New York Stock Exchange crashed, marking the beginning of the economic depression in the United States. The collapse of the New York Stock Exchange occurred in 1929 and signaled the onset of an economic crisis known as the Great Depression. This event lasted until the early 1930s and led to significant economic hardships. During this period, unemployment rates surged, banks went bankrupt, the agricultural sector collapsed, and there was a general sense of economic uncertainty. This period is considered one of the most severe economic downturns in history and evolved into a global crisis affecting economic stability worldwide. The Great Depression prompted the initiation of numerous economic and social reforms and led to a re-evaluation of economic policies in the United States and other countries. Turkey declared the Republic, and Mustafa Kemal Ataturk was elected as the first president. The establishment of the Republic of Turkey and the election of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk as its first president are significant historical milestones. The Republic of Turkey was established after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. On October 29, 1923, the Turkish Grand National Assembly declared the Republic of Turkey. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk is considered the founder of Turkey, and he was elected as the first president on October 29, 1923. Ataturk is known for implementing a series of reforms to modernize and westernize Turkey, and he transitioned the country's governance to a republican system. This historical event holds great importance in Turkey's modern history, and every year, October 29 is celebrated with enthusiasm as Republic Day. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle did indeed start publishing the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is one of the most famous fictional detectives in the history of literature. The character was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, an English writer and doctor. The first appearance of Sherlock Holmes was in the novel A Study in Scarlet, published in 1887. This novel introduced the brilliant detective Sherlock Holmes and his loyal friend and chronicler Dr. John Watson. The Holmes character soon became extremely popular, and Conan Doyle went on to write 3 more novels and 56 short stories featuring Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes remains a beloved and enduring literary character, and the stories written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle have been adapted into numerous films, television series, and other forms of media, making Holmes a cultural icon. The first connection between 2 computers was indeed made over ARPANET, which was the precursor to the Internet. ARPANET was developed by the United States Department of Defense in 1969 and is considered the predecessor to the Internet. This network connected computers in different geographical locations, enabling the transmission of data. On October 29, 1969, the first data transmission over ARPANET occurred between a computer at UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles, and a computer at the Stanford Research Institute. This event is considered a significant milestone in the history of the Internet, as it marked the first successful connection with the transmission of the message login. This moment is recognized as one of the foundational moments in the history of the Internet as we know it today. Aspirin was first synthesized in 1897 by Felix Hoffmann working for Bayer. Initially used as a painkiller and antipyretic, aspirin quickly gained popularity due to its therapeutic properties. In 1899, the drug was put on sale under the brand name Aspirin, and the name aspirin is derived from the acetyl A and the word spirin from the spirea plant. Aspirin revolutionized the pharmaceutical industry as one of the first mass-produced and marketed medicines. Today, aspirin is a widely used over-the-counter medicine. It is primarily used as a painkiller, antipyretic, and anti-inflammatory. It is also often recommended under medical supervision for its cardiovascular benefits, such as reducing the risk of heart attack and stroke when used in low doses. The first successful kidney transplant in the United Kingdom was performed at the Royal Infirmary in Edinburgh on October 30, 1960. The operation was performed on a patient who received a kidney from his identical twin sister. The team, led by surgeon Michael Woodruff, minimized the risk of organ rejection by using identical twins. This historic kidney transplant marked an important milestone in the field of organ transplantation and paved the way for advances in transplant surgery in the UK. These advances have led to the growth of transplant programs in the UK and improved quality of life for people with kidney disease. As a result, This successful transplant has saved many lives and given hope to people with kidney disease. Diego Maradona's birth. Diego Maradona is an Argentine-born soccer legend. He achieved great success while playing for Napoli and led Napoli to the Italian Serie A championship. He also won the 1986 FIFA World Cup with the Argentina national football team and was voted the best player of the tournament. On the soccer field, Maradona gained fame for his mesmerizing dribbling skills, ball control, and goal-scoring ability. But he was also known for his controversies and problems outside of football. Diego Maradona is one of the most memorable figures in the world of football. The Armistice of Mandros was an agreement signed between the Ottoman Empire and the Allied powers on October 30, 1918. It signaled the end of the Ottoman Empire's role in World War I and the beginning of its disintegration. The terms of the armistice were harsh for the Ottomans. Among its main provisions was the Ottoman withdrawal from all territories occupied during the war. It also stipulated that the Allies would occupy Ottoman ports and gain control over Ottoman territory, including the Straits, Dardanelles and Bosporus. The armistice also demanded the demobilization of the Ottoman army and the release of Allied prisoners of war. This agreement ended hostilities between the Ottoman Empire and the Allied powers and set the stage for further negotiations. As a result, under the influence of the Armistice of Mandros, the Ottoman Empire disintegrated and the foundations of modern Turkey were laid. In 1961, the Soviet Union tested an incredibly powerful hydrogen bomb called the Zar Bomb. It was the most powerful man-made explosion ever recorded. The Zar Bomb had a TNT yield of 58 megatons and was 3,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. This three-stage bomb was designed to be more destructive than previous nuclear weapons. The explosion caused a fireball 8 kilometers in diameter and a mushroom cloud 67 kilometers high. This test was part of the arms race between the US and the Soviet Union during the Cold War and demonstrated the frightening power of both superpowers. It also raised international concerns about the environmental and humanitarian impact of nuclear weapons testing. In the aftermath of this test, various efforts were made to limit nuclear weapons testing, such as the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty signed in 1963. Romulus Augustus became emperor on October 31, 475 AD, and his reign marked the end of the Western Roman Empire. He was still a teenager when he proclaimed himself emperor, and his rule was largely symbolic and under the influence of his father Orestes, a Roman officer. The Western Roman Empire had been in decline for several decades prior to the accession of Romulus Augustus, with various internal and external pressures contributing to its downfall. In 476 AD, a Germanic chieftain named Odoacer led a revolt and overthrew Romulus Augustus. Odoacer then became ruler of Italy, marking the end of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Kingdom of Italy. The short reign of Romulus Augustus and the fall of the Western Roman Empire are often considered to symbolize the end of classical antiquity and the beginning of the Middle Ages in Europe. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle did indeed start publishing the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is one of the most famous fictional detectives in the history of literature. The character was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, an English writer and doctor. The first appearance of Sherlock Holmes was in the novel A Study in Scarlet, published in 1887. This novel introduced the brilliant detective Sherlock Holmes and his loyal friend and chronicler Dr. John Watson. The Holmes character soon became extremely popular, and Conan Doyle went on to write 3 more novels and 56 short stories featuring Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes remains a beloved and enduring literary character, and the stories written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle have been adapted into numerous films, television series, and other forms of media, making Holmes a cultural icon. In Wittenberg, Martin Luther proclaimed Protestantism by hanging his 95 Theses on the church door. Martin Luther, a German priest and reformer, is known for posting his 95 Theses on the door of the Castle Church in Wittenberg on October 31, 1517. This act is considered the catalyst for the Protestant Reformation. In these 95 Theses, Luther criticized various practices of the Catholic Church, particularly the sale of indulgences, and raised theological questions. By posting the 95 Theses, Luther intended to spark a scholarly debate within the Catholic Church about these practices. However, his actions led to a broader movement that questioned the authority and teachings of the Catholic Church. This eventually led to the division between Roman Catholicism and Protestantism, with Luther becoming a key figure in the development of Protestant Christian traditions. The posting of the 95 Theses is a pivotal moment in the history of Christianity and had a profound impact on the religious and political landscape of Europe. For more content, you can visit our channel.